They said the alien warrior woman was finished. Until a human picked her up, the battlefield was drenched in ash and echoes. Craters smoldered where once stood towers. Corpses, both alien and human, littered the scorched earth, a testament to a war that neither side truly wanted but both fought with furious conviction. Among them, motionless and half-buried beneath rubble, lay the alien warrior woman they called Vael'ri, once a legend among her people. Vael'ri had commanded fleets with a voice like a war horn and strength unmatched in hand-to-hand combat. But now, she was broken, her exosuit shattered, her weapons useless, her once burning violet eyes dulled to glassy stillness. "She's done," murmured a passing Gowran commander. "Leave her. Let the scavengers have their way." No one argued. Why would they? Vael'ri had fought fiercely, yes, but her fall had come hard and brutal. She was a symbol of defeat now. Even her own kin looked away, except for one man. Sergeant Elias Maren was not supposed to be here. His unit had been ordered to retreat a day ago, and he watched the last transport take off without him, after he'd gone back to search for a wounded comrade. He never found the man. What he found instead was her. He nearly passed by, thinking her another corpse, but a faint movement, just a flicker of a finger, made him stop. He approached cautiously, rifle raised. Up close, she was massive, taller than him even while prone, her 4-digit hands clawed, blood oozing from her temple and side. Her armor was ceremonial and battle-worn, marked with sigils that even he recognized. "You're Vael'ri," Elias said aloud, mostly to himself. Her eye, only one remained open, moved, locking onto his. There was no strength in her voice, just a whisper. "Kill me, human." He crouched beside her. Not a chance. The next hours were madness. Elias fashioned a makeshift stretcher out of metal plating and half-melted cloth. Vael'ri was heavy, far heavier than he expected, but adrenaline and stubbornness fueled him. He dragged her through the ruins, avoiding patrols and drones, every step a gamble. She drifted in and out of consciousness, once waking up long enough to weakly protest. "Why, help?" Elias grunted. "Because someone damn well should." He found a half-collapsed bunker, shielded by debris. Inside, he managed to stabilize her with basic medtech from his dwindling supplies. She was dying, but slowly now. As days passed, the shelter became something more. Elias kept her warm, cleaned her wounds, improvised hydration drips. He spoke often, if only to fill the silence. At first, she stared at him with suspicion. But then the questions began. "Why are you here alone?" "I got left behind." "Why help me?" "Because they said you were finished. And I don't believe in throwing people away." Vael'ri was quiet for a long while after that. By the end of the first week, she was sitting up. Her natural healing was faster than a human's, but she still needed help moving. Elias carved walking braces for her legs and supported her when she took her first limping steps. "You are a strange creature, Elias Maren," she muttered, her tone halfway between insult and admiration. He chuckled. "You should meet my sister. She says the same thing." Vael'ri surprised him with a low, crackling laugh. News came via intercepted transmissions. The war was nearing its end. A ceasefire had been proposed. Neither side had won. Both had simply bled too much to keep going. The irony wasn't lost on Elias or Vael'ri. Here, in the wreckage of a battlefield, two supposed enemies were healing each other. She began training again, slowly. Elias sparred with her as best he could. Sometimes she would wince, and he'd immediately pull back. But she'd snarl and force him to continue. "I'm not fragile," she snapped. "You almost died. Then let me live like I didn't." Eventually, she began smiling during their sessions. Not often, but enough. One morning, Vael'ri stood fully, no longer needing support. Her posture was regal again, her gaze sharp. "They'll come for me soon," she said. "When the ceasefire becomes official, they'll want their commander back." Elias nodded. "And they'll be lucky to have you." She looked at him then, not with pride or superiority, but with something more vulnerable. "You should come with me." He blinked. "What?" "You saved my life. I owe you a debt." "You don't owe me anything." "Then let me choose," she said, stepping closer. "I have never met a human like you. We are different, yes, but not broken. You made me believe I could rise again." He swallowed. "And if I went with you, you would not be a prisoner. You would be honored, trusted. I would see to that." Elias considered it. "And if I stay here?" Vael'ri's eyes shimmered. "Then I will leave part of me behind." A week later, the retrieval ship arrived. Vael'ri stood tall, armored once more. But she had changed. There was softness behind her strength now, a grace she never had before. Elias stood beside her as the ramp lowered. Gowran warriors emerged, weapons at ease, faces stunned to see their fallen commander alive. And accompanied by a human, Vael'ri raised a hand. "This man is under my protection. He is not your enemy. He is the reason I yet live." There were murmurs, confused and wary, but no one dared argue with Vael'ri the Undying that returned. Elias turned to her. "You sure about this?" She nodded once. "They said I was finished. But you picked me up, Elias. You made me begin again." He smiled. "Then let's begin again together." In the years that followed, legends spread, not of warriors fallen, but of enemies who found each other beyond blood and battle, of a human who carried a broken alien woman through war's ruin, and of the alien commander who offered him not just her gratitude, but her heart. They stood side by side in rebuilding peace, symbols of something greater than either their worlds had dared imagine. And when people asked Vael'ri how she had survived when all had given up on her, she would smile and say, "I was finished until he picked me up